What's going on, guys? Aaron here from Departures Capital. First, I want to say Happy Mother's Day. Make sure that you get your mom something nice for Mother's Day. I don't know what your plans are, but Happy Mother's Day. This is our Sunday Stock Talk, and we're going to be getting into a bunch of stuff. I was gone on Friday. Just took some time for my birthday. Went to a cottage for a couple days. It was fun. And yeah, we're going to get straight into this stream. So there's a bunch of news, developments with the trade war. There was an article out about U.S. and China at impasse over trade. Kudlow says new tariffs will remain. So this is the first thing that we're going to cover. Thank you for the birthday wishes. So we're going to cover this. First thing I want to do is just post the stream in our Discord group, and then we'll get straight to all the news. There's news on Tilt. Bunch of earnings coming up that we're going to be covering, some news with the channel, bunch of stuff. So let me just post the stream first. We're 2 subscribers away from 14K. So if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button, please. So if you haven't subscribed. Whoa. Okay, one sec. Just need to post this in our Discord group. I guess we don't need that anymore. There we go. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so what's up, Doug? Good afternoon. All right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about was the tariffs and the trade war. That's going to be big news for the week in the markets. The U.S. and China appeared at a deadlock over trade negotiations on Sunday as Washington demanded promises of concrete changes to Chinese law, and Beijing said it would not swallow any bitter fruit that harmed its interests. A trade war between the world's top 2 economies escalated on Friday, with the U.S. hiking tariffs on $200 billion worth of Chinese goods after President Donald Trump said Beijing broke the deal by reneging on earlier commitments made during months of negotiations. White House advisor Larry Kudlow told Fox News Sunday that the U.S. needed to see China agree to very strong enforcement provisions for an eventual deal, and said the sticking point was Beijing's reluctance to put agreed changes into law. He vowed the tariffs would remain in place while negotiations continue. So Trump's not going to budge, of course, but he's got to play hardball. I mean, this whole thing's taking way too long. Yay, we just hit 14K, so whoever subscribed, thank you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah. My vocab needs some practice. Let me pull up comments right here real quick. Good morning, brother Aaron. Shout out Southern Oregon checking in. What's up, Joe? Yes, so if my mom's watching this stream, then I've already bought you flowers, and I'll be taking her out later. So, anyways, we're just going to read a little bit more of this trade war article, and then we're going to get straight into a bunch of things. We got some stuff about Beyond Meat, Aurora, the week ahead, bunch of earnings to look for, and some information about Tilt, because Tilt tanked, if you guys didn't know. It said Beijing's doors were open to talks, but it would not yield on important issues of principle. Kudlow said there was a strong possibility that Trump will meet the Chinese President Xi Jinping at G20 in Japan in late June. Until last week, there were expectations Trump and Xi would sign a trade deal at the summit. However, trade talks suffered a major setback last week when China proposed extensive revisions to a draft agreement. It wanted to delete prior commitments, and Chinese laws would be changed to enact new policies on issues from intellectual property protection to forced technology transfers. So, liquidating all stocks except for ACB. Yeah, so let's close this off and let's get into a bunch of the other things that I had here for you guys. So, the week ahead, I want to talk about the week ahead. This is all about the week ahead. The trade war has always been a concern, but volatility was kind of expected. So the week ahead, inflation data, cannabis earnings. So on Monday, premium brands and Sign Energy Services on Ontario Securities Commission heading to consider settlement with Alex Trapscott. International Energy Agency releases World Energy Investment 2019 report. Bank of Canada Deputy Governor Timothy Lake speaks on substantial finance panel in Ottawa. So what we really care about, Tuesday, May 14th, Aurora Cannabis, CanTrust, TLRY, Power Corp of Canada, TransAlta, Highliner Foods. So tons of notable earnings coming up this Tuesday. Wednesday, we've got Alibaba, Cisco Systems, and Macy. Canadian CPI data. Thursday, Walmart, Nvidia, Pinterest. And Friday, don't really care. So Tuesday's going to be the biggest day. Aurora Cannabis, CanTrust, and TLRY. So we're definitely going to be covering that. What's up, Nick? Good afternoon. Hope you have some plans for Mother's Day. Treat your moms good this today. There's a couple articles about ACB, nothing too substantial. It's just pretty much what we've already read before. There wasn't actually too much news put out about ACB this past weekend. I did drop a bunch of videos about ACB when I was gone, though. We're going to talk about the Beyond Meat IPO. And just closing off a couple of these things. So, stupid ad. We just want the beats, man. 2 ads in a row, that's great. What's up, Rastafari? Alright, so yeah, so I want to talk about Tilt Holdings. Tilt's got some news out. Alternative Health, Cali. We did see quite a strong day for a couple stocks on there on Friday. Kronos actually had a pretty good day, up 8.4%. Back above $20. We did see some decliners. Yield growth was down 8%. And FFT hit a fresh 52-week low. Along with crop and alkaline water have been tanking. So we're going to take a look at alkaline water also. And James E. Wagner. What's up, Gabriel? Got FOMO like a mofo, so I can't resist. Okay, so this was the news for Tilt Holdings. Tilt Holdings names Jupiter Research founder Mark Scatterday as interim CEO. Tilt Holdings, a leading business to company in the cannabis industry, today announced the appointment of Mark Scatterday. So this was on Thursday. Today announced the appointment of Mark Scatterday to the position of interim chief executive officer. That was on Friday. So that's why Tilt's up 21 or 2%. Chief Executive Officer of Tilt, effective immediately, the board of directors of Tilt has formed a committee which is in the process of retaining an executive search firm for the purpose of identifying a long-term CEO candidate to lead the company through its next growth phase. So if you didn't already know what happened to Tilt Holdings, Tilt wrote off over $500 million worth of goodwill and they had a huge drop. But the stock's rebounded over $2 now. So we've effectively bounced. But it's going to see if we can hold on this week, if this is just a short-term bounce. Now, the bounce was on pretty high volume, so it's looking all right. I'm still neutral on Tilt, still holding. Thank you, Nick. Oh, yeah, don't forget to smash that like button, guys. And thank you. We just hit 14K, so 14K is a good day. It's Mother's Day. All right, so what else we got here? Just wanted to point out Future Farm Tech just hit a fresh 52-week low. I believe that was on Friday intraday at 12.5 cents. I ended up not buying this stock. And it's hard to say how low it's going to go. I do feel like Future Farm Tech's going to bounce eventually, but it's in a constant downtrend. Next company we're looking at, Alkaline Water. This company has continued to sell off. I'm not touching water until it drops to in the 230s. Like I said, I did feel like it could continue to sell off, and that it's done. So we'll look for water, see what it does this week. Next company we're taking a look at James E. Wagner. So it's sold off a little bit. I hope we can catch some support around 90 bucks this week. I'll take comments in a second. This week we will be touring James E. Wagner on Friday and interviewing their CEO, so we should have a pretty cool video for you guys up there, some new updates about the company. If you've got any questions, be up more than the questions that I'm going to ask in the interview. If you want to make some requests, I'm open to any good questions. If there's anything you want to know about James E. Wagner, because like I said, I will be interviewing their CEO and touring their facility, so it should be fun. Hi, Laura. Happy Mother's Day. But yeah, in terms of James E. Wagner, the stock looks pretty good around 90 cents. Hopefully this video, can spark some interest in the company. I'll definitely be looking at it, and a lot of these companies, when I get to interview them, find out more info about the company, it paints a more compelling story for me. So I'll definitely be taking a look at James E. Wagner a little bit closer. Now, I just wanted to quickly take a look at Beyond Meat. This was the talk of this past week, and we saw the IPO shoot all the way up to over 80 bucks a share at one point, and then to settle around in the mid to high 60s. So I do think Beyond Meat's an awesome idea for a company. I don't know about right now in terms of the IPO. It does look pretty good. It's sold off a little bit, but I'll just be watching on the sidelines for a little bit more as it kind of cools off after its IPO. Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support. I'll definitely be buying my mom flowers. All right, so we haven't looked at this stock for a while. I'll make sure to tell her that. Haven't looked at Boss for a while. Boss had a really nice run all the way up to almost $1. Now it's been selling off. And if Boss decides to sell into the mid 40s, that's something I'd be taking a look at. But for now, I feel like it's got a little bit more room to fall. The next company I wanted to talk about, we're going to close this article for Tilt, was Halo Labs. So Halo Labs reports Q1 revenue increase of 302% to 8.7 million. So this is also news from Friday that I wasn't able to cover, unfortunately. I'll take a look at 48 North just in 1 second. Announces financial operational results for the first quarter ending May 31st. Entry into the California market fueled significant growth in revenues, as 3 months were 8.7 million, 302% on the year. So these extraction companies posting phenomenal results. The stock's done very, very well, up 8%, almost 9% on Friday. And yeah, money's really in extraction. I want to take a look at Pump. Pump's a fairly new extraction company. This is one to keep your eyes on. Currently at 19 cents. It's up a lot since its IPO. IPO'd at about 17, dropped to 12, and now we're up to 19. But Pump's looking pretty good right now. That's one to take a look at as well. Look at NAK, my favorite penny stock, made 13%. All right, cool. What's up, Nika Dami? How are you? I did not, but please send me that again, Nick, as I'd like to review it now as I have more time. We can review that article for everybody on the stream, because I know you had some that article you sent me about that. So feel free to send it to me on Discord or post it in the group. There's no more bot in the group, so you're not going to get filtered. Just want to have a sip of tea. Alright, guys. So, moving on from Pump. Did have one more interesting article, but that's a little bit too long to read, so we're not going to read that. We'll take a look at that one stock, NAK. Northern Dynasty Minerals. Is that what we're talking about, Laura? 48 cents. Let's see what they're up to. Mineral Exploration Company holds interest in mining claims on the state of Alaska, Southwest Alaska, U.S. Pebble Creek, Molybellum. The Pebble project is located in Southwest Alaska. Okay, so they're a mineral exploration company. Whoa. Let's take a look at the charts. This is Laura's favorite penny stock. Let's change that. All right, so let's pull up. Actually, I want to. I see what you're saying, Laura. The RSI just dipped to 18 recently, and then it bounced. So I haven't been investing much into precious metals recently. There we go. We'll show. But yeah, this sell-off's been pretty nice in Northern Dynasty Minerals. This might be one for you guys to take a look at. Thank you, Laura. EDR reaching a good buy level. There's so many precious metal stocks. If you guys want to talk about precious metals, there's so many on sale right now. Gold's looking like it could potentially make a break for 1,300 this week if we get more volatility with the trade war. But we also need to see the US dollar come down a bit. But yeah, thank you, Laura. Thank you for that. All right, let's take a look at Nick's article about crop, because we do hold some crop. So I just need to pull up comments real quick. Yeah, we can go over dividend stocks. We can go over the close, because I didn't cover the close on Friday. I wasn't here. I was just away, but dropping Aurora videos. So, okay, so anyways, let's just pull up that article before we lose it in the chat. Pull up that article. Sorry, Nick. All right, so Crop Infrastructure Corp. This was a post on Stockhouse. Wow, this is a long article. Let's see what it has to say. From Stock Gum Show, it's a long one. Sorry, Nick, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to read this myself instead of dive into this whole thing. So we'll take a look at that a little bit later. Oh. You mean the green stuff? Yeah, sorry. I'll dive into that. I'll let you guys know later. All right, so dividend stocks. We got some requests for some dividend stocks. First, I want to cover the close to see what happened. I didn't even check. I got home. It was my birthday. I had to do a bunch of stuff. Now we actually have some time to look and see what closed. Oh, Turquoise Hill still declining down to $1.84. These copper miners. London Mining's been doing all right though. We'll take a look at those two bad boys. Defensive stocks had a nice run on Friday. Atlantic Power, Extendicare, all these retirement stocks. So if you want dividend stocks, these are some of my favorite stocks. We'll highlight those real quick. And then gold miners. Nah. First Mining Gold had a 12% run on Friday. Suniva was up 4% as well. So I'm going to assume First Mining reported their quarter on Friday. We're going to take a look at that. Micron Waste down to 33 cents. Haven't checked in on that one in a while either. What's up, Clayton? All right, FST down 24 cents. I'm sorry, Max. Barrick is down to 16 already. Wow. How things have changed. All right, so now we've got a bunch of stocks to look at. This is a copper miner that I've been looking at for a long time, and it's continued to sell off down to $1.84. I believe this is 52-week lows. Yes, fresh 52-week lows for Turquoise Hill Resources. I'm going to assume this is selling off based on the trade war, as they're a Mongolian a Mongolian copper miner. Massive company, but can't catch a break. I can't figure it out either, but we'll be watching it this week. Kind of looking to add to my position now that it has broke below $2. But I don't like catching falling knives, so we'll wait for a little bit more consolidation for Turquoise Hill. But I do think that this one is affected a lot more than a stock like, let's say, Linden Mining, who doesn't have any exposure to China, Asia, Mongolia. Linden's held in there pretty well. Still sold off though, but it still looks like the trend remains. You can just draw that line and see. Linden looks like it's going to bounce either off this support like it already has, but we'll see what happens. I feel like now could be a pretty interesting buying opportunity for Linden Mining, but I'm not so sure on Turquoise Hill. Turquoise Hill paints a little bit different of a picture. Yeah, the thing is, when the gold markets dip, when commodity dips like this, like gold, now's the time. But it's a long term. So next stock we're looking at, Northwest Healthcare Properties. This stock is coming back. This has been one of the stocks that I've bought the most of over the last 3 months. Not only did I add it to the portfolio around $10, I just kept buying. I was actually thinking about buying it when it dipped to just into the mid to low 11s, but now it's running again. So we'll see what happens for Northwest Healthcare. The stock's still paying a really nice dividend of around almost 7%. So there's one to watch if you're looking for dividend stocks. Extendicare back up over $8. Extendicare is one I really want to add to as well. Can't pull up the chart for that. Page crashed. EXE. What's up, Max? ACB is going to 44.25 after earnings. Let's throw a party if that happens. All right, so Extendicare up 1.5%, back up over $8. A lot of these retirement home stocks have been running pretty nicely. They've held on despite the volatility in the markets. But yeah, John's pretty optimistic for those ACB earnings. Personally, guys, I think ACB is going to have a pretty decent quarter, but I don't know, in terms of getting a pop for ACB, I don't think we're going to see too much volatility. I mean, this stock could pull back a little bit. There has been some insider selling. We'll see if the insider selling was just because they wanted to sell, or they're actually anticipating a bad quarter or some news. So I just want to see what happened for First Mining Gold. I'm going to assume they reported their quarter as the stock's up 12%. This is the only article I can find, and it's probably not going to be what we want. Price climbed on the ladder move based on... No, this is technical stuff. All right, we'll let you guys know if we found out the news for First Mining Gold, but they're back up to 32 cents. This stock tanked pretty hard, though. all the way down to 25 cents. And then finally ran into some support. So First Mining Gold was the last gold miner that we added to our portfolio. Now I want to take a quick look at Micron Waste Technologies. This stock's been in a pretty steady decline. I would love to pick up Micron Waste if it drops to 30 cents. Definitely one I'm interested in. Waste management industry in the cannabis sector, owned partially by Aurora Cannabis. I think the company's got pretty good potential. All right, so what else we got here? Now we're talking about thoughts on stocks like Hitty, High Tide, ISH, and Choom. Retail side of things. So we just picked up some High Tide. It's funny that you mentioned that. I think retail is going to be it's also another aspect of the cannabis sector. I just picked up some High Tide about 34 cents. That was on Wednesday or Thursday. I saw the sell-off for High Tide. Recently started watching it. My dad sent me an article about it. And then I picked it up right before it bounced. So hopefully good things in store for High Tide. They say it's going to be the MedMen of Canada, although I hope it's the MedMen of Canada without the issues. Because MedMen's down to 337. But we'll see if we can catch some support for MedMen. Because the chart's looking a little bit scary. I know Doug loves MedMen. So, right, Doug? Favorite company, MedMen. A decision by Health Canada to adjust the process of issuing cannabis licenses in Canada could be a major catalyst for Aurora Cannabis. Well, Doug, at least we got that 20% bounce on Tilt. What do you think about their recent CEO change? The market reacted pretty good to it, up 22.2%. Were you averaging down on Tilt? Yeah, around $2. Tilt was looking pretty good. Although goodwill is always a concern. So guys, holy smokes, it's already been 30 minutes. Crazy. So I'll stay for another 10. We'll take a couple requests. This is just our Sunday update / what I missed on Friday. And we saw Barrick sell off again, down another 3.25% to $16. Barrick has slid pretty hard. This stock around $15.50. I think it's going to catch some support. But Barrick sold off from almost $20 down to 16 now. So it's down, geez, over 20%. Around 20%. So now might be an interesting time to take a look at some of those gold miners. And we'll simply take a look at the price for gold right now. VFF 1286.70. So gold, despite the market rally, it's held on pretty well. And you know, from this initial slide, gold's been consistently making higher lows in this recent move up. So we'll see if it can hold on, but it's hard to kind of draw the line, but we can. Yeah, I think gold's going to catch some. Gold basically is catching some support right around 1280. I'd love to see gold continue to move up above 1300. Okay, so yes, John, we are big Aurora supporters too. So I hope it's our year for metals. Been a long-term precious metal investor, so it'd be nice to see gold take off. That's for sure. So ACB's down to 1126. The support almost looks broken. We'll see, guys. You know, if Aurora's numbers aren't as good as if they miss on revenue, we could see Aurora drop. But if Aurora drops, I think it's going to be more of like a 5% drop. I don't think we're going to see a huge drastic sell-off, but I'm not super bullish on this next quarter for cannabis companies in general. So we'll see. All the retail stocks are down. Chew, MedMen, High Tide, Namaste, etc. Yeah. Can you go over GRWG? Grow Generation Corp. This is one I haven't looked at, but sure, why not? Grow Generation Corp is a farm supply company, owns and operates retail hydroponic and organic specialty gardening retail outlets that is engaged in selling its products such as organic nutrients and soils, advancing lighting technology, hydroponic and aquaponic equipment. Hydroponics a very interesting technology. So that's what I'm excited about, because we're going to be touring James E. Wagner, and they're a hydroponic grower. So we'll get all the news about hydroponics. I'm definitely going to be asking their CEO, like, his thoughts on hydroponics. Obviously, they love hydroponics, but how it makes them different. It owns and operates a chain of approximately 19 retail hydroponic stores, with 6 located in the state of Colorado, 6 in California, and 3 in the state of Michigan, 2 in the state of Nevada, and 1 in the state of Washington. Very interesting company. So I'm a fan of hydroponics. Let's take a look at the chart, see what they're up to. This is a cool find. What's up, boy, you trash? Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for the likes. Hit that like button. Charts look alright. The chart looks pretty neutral right now, I would say. Although it technically has been making higher lows. What's their market cap? 87 million, very small market cap. Interesting. Let's add that to our watch list. So that's GRWG. Uh-oh. Just gonna add it to the portfolio here. Any news on High Times Magazine IPO? No, I don't have any new news on High Times. GRWG. There we go. Banking stocks, that's not what I want. Perfect, thank you for that. All right, so VFF grows tomatoes and cannabis. They're looking ahead, so when you use cannabis, you have the munchies to eat. VFF's been a great performing stock. But we can take a quick look at it. $16.94. Excuse me. It's had a nice little pullback, and we've seen some pretty good consolidation. This might be an interesting time to take a look at VFF. I've watched this stock for a while, haven't checked in on it recently, but I like to see this bit of consolidation. Now might be an interesting time to take a look at VFF. Thank you. Up 14%. I'm not really much of a... I'm not a momentum trader. I don't like to buy stocks at 52-week highs, but when a stock has a nice run, consolidates, and shows signs of continuing the uptrend, this is a chart that I'd be much more inclined to buy versus a stock that's just on a straight up run. That's just my personal strategy. Doesn't mean I'm right, but so yeah, guys. I give VFF a thumbs up. So we're going to stay for another 5-10 minutes. Any other companies that you guys want to look at, feel free to make a request. Otherwise, I'm just going to do a little bit of browsing around. So feel free to let me know what you guys are looking at. I want to look at the oil sector. Not much going on there. Hexo. Sure. Haven't looked at Hexo for a little while. I've just been great company, too expensive for me. We did see a little bit of a pullback from $11, so that's if Hexo dipped to 9, I'd be happy. Or 850. Hexo's coming off its all-time highs of just over $11, so I feel like we could see a little bit more of a sell-off for Hexo, especially if the markets get a little bit shaky. But on the next pullback, on the next major pullback, I'd definitely love to add Hexo to my portfolio. Hexo's one that I definitely feel like should have been added last time. Alright, so gotta support Hexo since I'm from Quebec, huge market share in the province. Yeah, well, Hexo's a fantastic company. I've always liked them. And they have awesome merch. They give away free merch. So that's my take for Hexo. I think it could sell off a little bit more. If I was really looking to add Hexo to my portfolio, I'd start to look around $9 if it drops a bit more. Because if it's sold down to the low 8s, I feel like the trend would kind of be broken. It's been making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. But I feel like we could see Hexo in the 8s. Get your ass to your mother for some flowers. That's right, Doug. I'll be leaving this stream very soon. Introduction of derivative products in the international markets. And launch of new higher value added derivative product lines. Yes, John. High margin products are definitely where the profitability is going to be for Aurora. Was at a Toronto club and they were giving away free Hexo slippers. See? Hexo's all about their merch. I've got a Hexo hat. I've got a Hexo scarf. I've got a Hexo glasses. I don't know. What's up, Steven? Do you want me to pull up the huge chart, Max? I can do that real quick. Damn, man, I hope FSD can come back up to 30 cents. What do we need, 29 cents and you can get out of that, or what? Hopefully, it's coming. At least it hasn't gone back down to 22 cents. What's up, Steven? Alright, design. Zenerba Pharmaceuticals. I've checked in on this company a few times. I'm not 100% sure what they do. 1 second. Consuming transdermal synthetic cannabinoid treatments. Oh yes. CBD. Neuropathic pain. Very interesting company. So with this one, awesome run, but don't really like to touch stocks at their 52 weeks, which I believe they are at now, most likely. 1333 is their 52 week high, but that was probably hit this week intraday, very recently. These past couple days. Early May, we hit 13. We hit 52 week highs. Could be a momentum trade. It's not something I would go long at this point, but definitely an interesting company. Tyson. How to find if stock is expensive or not. and go long and water. Any positive news for it during this volatile markets? What's up, Rocky? So water just hasn't had any news. We'll pull that up one more time. Water just, there's been some good news about the company. One of the largest online retailers are carrying their alkaline 88 water for sale online. But the thing about some of these stocks, especially these smaller cap stocks, they need lots of news to drive it. And we saw the stock run up, back up over $3, I believe it was, recently in late April. And it sold off again. Looks to be in a steady downtrend, personally, from all the way from 550. If you can just pretty much draw that line, it's pretty easy to see. But I see some support for water. Here we can just, at its worst, not $2, a little higher than $2. I think water has the potential to sell off a little bit more, potentially another 240, 250. This was a stock that I'm in for the long run. I'm going to be holding it, and I hope they just give updates on their CBD infused beverages. That's what I'm really looking for. And I'm okay if water continues to decline into the low twos. I'll add a little bit to that position. Sorry. They'll be good closer to its 52-week low. They could get bought out, but yeah, we'll see. Some of these stocks you got to be patient with. Like, I started buying water just above $3. It's been an incremental buy for me. If it doesn't go my way for some of these companies, I'll just watch it, be patient, and then continue to add at a price that I feel comfortable with if I'm super long on it. But don't get caught up in adding too much. All right, let's see what we got here for water. Give me 1 second. Yes, guys, I'm so happy that we hit 14K today. We hit 1401. Yes, guys, I'm so happy that we hit 14K today. Sorry about that. Okay, last article about water. Oh, yeah, I read this already. May 6th. Leader of premium bottled alkaline water sold under the brand Alkaline 88 today now says showcase its new infused product line at the Western Association of Food Chains. Yep. No, thanks for that, but we covered that already. Yeah, like I said, look to add to water in the low twos. Just personally, remember guys, always do your own research and due diligence and don't buy any stocks because I said I was going to buy it at a certain level. I'm not a financial advisor. Make your own investment decisions. Thank you. So, smash the like button for Departures Capital. May 31st, public hearing with FDA should be good. Hey Doug, you still... So guys, other than that, that's pretty much it for today. Any final requests? That's our Sunday stock talk. I'm just happy that I got to give you guys an update. We'll stay for like 2 more minutes. I'm not looking at Sears. That's a joke. Good one. GLH, Golden Leaf Holdings. Any stocks to buy on the open tomorrow? Give me 1 second. I'll just take a quick look at Golden Leaf Holdings. See, there's so many of these companies that are just sitting at 52-week lows. These small cap cannabis companies. I think there's going to be another huge round of buyouts. $67 million market cap. I'd have to do more research on the company, see what kind of assets they have. I don't know much about Golden Leaf Holdings. There's over 100 stocks in my our watch list now. Any uptrends? Any stocks to buy on the open tomorrow? Boeing. Okay, so APHA. APHA is a good one. Thanks. There we go. I didn't see what happened to APHA on Friday. Up 5.6%. Was there any specific APHA news? Five days of free has gone from $8.95 all the way back up to $9.62. So I don't have too much to say about APHA, but let's just check the news real quick. And then, okay, so 5 hours ago, Canopy Growth versus APHA. More Motley Fool articles, APHA or Hexo. APHA, okay, so here we go. APHA rating upgraded by Zacks Investment Research. Several other analysts also recently issued reports on the company. April 16th with a buy rating and a price target of $22.75 for APHA. APHA is kind of a wild card, but it's pretty cheap right now. APHA looks like a pretty good one right now. I sold APHA at 14 something, so adding some APHA at 9, I wouldn't feel too bad about that. So many stocks to look at, but I would say if you're looking at stocks Monday, I would be looking at Alibaba very closely because they report earnings on Tuesday, along with Aurora Cannabis. And this stock sold off quite substantially from almost 200 down to 176, but I think Baba should have a good quarter despite all this stuff with the trade war, and we could see a pop in the stock. So Alibaba is going to be one definitely on my watch list. Baba's had a nice run, but it has seen a nice little pullback. So for a potential swing trade, I would look at Alibaba this week. I'm not touching Aurora Cannabis, but I will be covering the quarter with a fine-tooth comb. Other than that, guys, that's it for this stream. Hope everybody has a happy Mother's Day. Buy your mom flowers, take her out, do something. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, Monday, live at 10 a.m. So that's it. Have a good weekend. We're out.